Bobo's still here with you. So I was driving home from a flight one afternoon. I flew out of Detroit, Michigan. That's where I was based when I was flying for the airlines. And I'm driving home to White House, Ohio, in northwest Ohio, out in farm country, if you will. And just a beautiful afternoon. I'm coming home. And I look up ahead, and on the left side of the road, I see a sign out in front of this farmhouse. It said "Free Kittens," and that touched my heart. Free kittens. That kind of captures the essence of why I moved back to White House, Ohio, having lived all over the world. First as a military dependent, an Air Force brat, and then later on in active duty myself. I've lived all over the world. But yet, when I saw that sign, "Free Kittens," it warmed my heart. That's the essence of where I wanted to live. So as I drove a little further, I was only about 5, 6 miles from home at that time. I began thinking, what do I have that I could give away? I don't have a cat or a dog. I was single at the time, and so I had no one to take care of it when I went out to fly. Of a critter like that, and I got to thinking, what do I have? And as I pulled in the driveway and pondered a little deeper, it came to me. So I wanted a sign that was professional, and in town we had a sign maker. So next day or so, I found myself in the sign maker's office, and I presented my idea. What do I have that I could give away? Well, I had moles, and I had a ton of moles that I'd be happy to give away. So what the hell? I had the sign maker make up a sign that said, "Hey kids, free moles. Dig or trap your own, inquire within." And I had one of these nice yard signs you see in political campaigns made up that said, "Hey kids." Anyway, a couple days later, the sign maker calls me and says, "Hey, Bobby, we have your sign for you." Okay, I went down there. It's a beaut, they did a nice job of it. I paid him for it, and as I'm walking out the door, I can't think of his name right now. He says to me, "You think people around here are that stupid?" And I said, "I'll get back to you on that." So anyway, I took the sign home, put it out front. And it's kind of like fishing. You just toss the line out and see what bites. So, a few days go by and a week goes by, and I began to see people stopping and taking pictures of the damn sign. That cracked me up. I'm standing in my living room. I had a nice picture window, and I'm standing there looking out and see a car pull off the side. First of all, what the world are they doing? And then I'd see this guy get out and camera taking a picture of the sign. And it wasn't too long thereafter that I'm in the house and I see this van drive in. It parks in my driveway, and this woman's getting out. She gets out of the van onto the passenger side, and she goes to the back, slides the door open. She's getting her kid out. The kid's about 2 years old, something like that. And I'm walking out with my cup of coffee, and I said, "Hey there, can I help you?" And she says, "We're wondering if we could see the moles." And I'm going, "Oh, gee, no, 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 no." And I look over at her husband. Her husband's sitting there going like this. Like, "I told you." So she looks at me and my reaction, takes that kid, stuffs him in the seat, ties him in, hops back in, and then she's grabbing her husband. Get me the hell out of here." And off they go. Free moles. And there I had my answer. But anyway, I left it out there through that summer, and then the subsequent years I'd put it out every now and then when the urge moved me. But I had two other people stop. A young man and his girlfriend, I suspect, college age, maybe 19, 20, 21. These people made it to my doorway before I saw them. They came up to the door. I opened the door and, "Can I help you?" I said, "We were wondering if we could see the moles." And I just said, well, I said, it's a little bit early for them. They start running around 3 o'clock. And that's probably the best time to see them if you're in the area. Okay, thank you. And off they went. And then it dawned on me, you know what? So I went and got a couple lawn chairs. I set them out by one of the mole runs, just a couple lawn chairs there. And I'll be damned, within a week or so, there was another young couple stopped, and they wanted to see the moles. And I said, well, they don't start running here till about 3 or 3:30, but you're more than welcome to go over there and have a seat and just kind of watch, if you will. I can get some water for you if you'd like. They said, no, we're kind of busy. We just thought we'd stop and have a look at them. We've been curious about them. And off they went. And I thought, damn, I really would have loved to have had a picture of those two knotheads sitting there in front of a mole run waiting for the running of the moles. You know, Spain might have the running of the bulls, but here in White House, Ohio, we had our daily running of the moles, but it never came off. That being said, I just kind of tickled myself with that. This is going to be the first of a series of videos I'm going to make called The Signage of White House. Once I had so much fun with that sign, other signs came to me, and I'll share those with you here in the next few weeks or over the next couple of months. What I'm doing, I've held on to those signs now since leaving White House 3 years ago, whatever it is. But they still tickle me. I don't put them out here. The ambience just doesn't feel right. But so it's probably time for me to send them on their way to sign heaven. But I want to share the history behind them. So that's what you're going to see when you see a playlist called The Signs of White House. So God bless you all for tuning in. This is Bobo. Base gear. Stop. Free moles. Who would have thunk?